Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Today, finally getting to Automated Shipyards, the solar armadas for the Monaveen loop. Start with crews. See, on the Corvus big ship, going with Cisco-led crew. Because B'Elanna Torres is tier 4, which I think is a pretty good tier for her, 60% to hull breach, it works out pretty good. Works out a little better than you would have maybe thought. Sure. Because it's only a little bit more than 50%, but it actually plays a little higher than 60%. We'll call it that. Just keep our fingers crossed and knock on wood. So, yes, Cisco is captain. He's one of the best Armada captains in the game. O'Brien, he's the best little buddy to a captain in the game as well. Works on all Armadas, even solo Armadas. Now, because I have my hull breach below deck, I can add another person to the bridge. So who do I want? Well, probably somebody that goes with Cisco. So maybe either Changeling Kira or, because I am doing a solo armada, Bashir. I'll get into some of the mitigation numbers. I think they're a little lower than, let's say, some of the other armadas. So I don't know that I really need to lower their mitigation too much. But I do know lots of damage is a good thing. So going with Bashir. Next best armada for killing crews. Yeah, you know what I meant. Next best armada for killing crews. Chakotay-led crew. Janeway on the side, increase your isolytic damage. 7 of 9, increase your crit damage. Now, another reason why I have these crews on certain ships is, while hull breaching, you can get more isolytic damage for interceptors. So, because what the hell ship is this? Talios is an interceptor, it will therefore benefit from the hull breach. Therefore, putting my isolytic cascader, Janeway, on the interceptor is going to make even more isolytic damage. Isolytic damage is a theme here, especially with these Texas Armadas, or whatever the hell they're called. Dallas Armadas? Whichever ones. So, yeah, that means no mitigation on the bridge. So I got Paris with a bunch of defense stacked below. And I also have Boimler for a little bit extra more mitigation. Some of the other lower deckers like your Odo and your Mariner or your Tendi can kind of go wherever you choose. Now, as a Coronar here, it's really a support ship. It is somewhat outclassed on some of these armadas, at least the ones I'm going after, because I'm a level 54 player and a G4 rare, and isn't exactly what I'm supposed to be using. I'm probably supposed to be using maybe a G4 epic. Well, I ain't got one, so gotta go with the rares. And in somewhat true support style fashion, Picard, Beverly, Lorca. Really want to get that hull breach. Yes, I know said Torres is really good, but really want to support those other two bigger ships. And because it lacks the survivability, Tendi and Rutherford here. Now, I do think these Dallas Automated Shipyards, they are Texas class, but they're Dallas. Very weird. They're a little tougher than, out of the three, the Jem'Hadar, the Bolo, and these Automated Shipyards. I think these Automated Shipyards are a little tougher. Part of that is because where the Monaveen is at for some people. For most of us, Monaveen is not ready for prime time yet. Once it is ready for prime time, I think this will be a lot easier. So you also see I have my what the hell is that ship called? Defiant. I have my Defiant loaded up. I'm going to send it in here. I'm not putting an exocomp on. I really don't want to. I really do want to get in the habit of not having to use all these stupid ass buffs, because it can get annoying, being much more pain in the ass to participate in these loops if you have to boost all your ships all the damn time. So we'll see. Alright, 4 minutes to get in there. Let's show you some stats, and I'll give you some comparisons. So this 51 automated shipyard is going to do about 46 million per round. See, the piercing is kind of low. Not that much piercing because, 100,000 isn't that big for a level 50 something Armada. Mitigation isn't too high either. 3.4 is... Here's where the numbers get big. Yeah, fairly low shields, but big holes. Let me go to where I think its comparison is, at least the 51 shipyards. Yeah, 57 rare gem Hadar Armada, I think, is about the closest. Look at the strength numbers. Yes, I get strength isn't everything, but I think you can use it as, let's call it, a bookmark of where you should start. About 25% of the Armada strength is about what you need to be able to win, approximately. Everybody's a little different, so just kind of a roundabout thing. Damage per round is going to be a little bit more. 55 million instead of whatever it was, 40 something million. Look at the piercing. Much, much higher. You're talking from 2.5 to 3.5 million, depending on which piercing stat. It's a lot more. That is a lot more. Mitigation's even more. It is a higher level Armada, but again, strength numbers, so kind of is the best comparison, I think. Look at the hit points, though. Hit points are a lot lower. Well, maybe not a lot lower. As far as hull goes, yes. As far as total hit points between shield and hull, it's pretty close. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, one other thing I'm going to try to do here is I thought I did it in my last video, and I tried to explain how to get rid of your little sentries. They call them sentries here. Little guy that comes and chases you. I definitely gave a few strategies on avoiding them so you can do your Armada. Now, I have received messages and feedback that maybe I wasn't clear enough. It's fine. By all means, please say that. I'll go over it again. That's why I didn't really pay attention to times coming in, because I'm going to show you 4 times. Hopefully. Actually, I wanted to go to the middle of the system, didn't I? Just to go to the middle of the system and see everything better. Alright, so let's get rid. Actually, let me do the helps. Then let's hit this button. See things a little better. We'll wait for this sentry man to come and chase him down, and I'll show you stuff if they ever show up. Who is that? And I don't think the one is going after the Coronar because Coronar and Natalios arrived at about the same time. Alright, where are these dumbass chaser bitches at? Oh, shit. Alright. Now, I have been kind of playing around with this. I think it might be better to go kind of towards the guy. Oh, that was the wrong guy. Who are you going after? Who the hell are you going after? Oh my God. Who are you going after? I didn't do the trick yet. Oy vey. Alright, I see you coming. Who are you coming after? You stupid bastard. Okay, you're coming after the Defiant. Alright, let's go up here towards it a little bit. Shorten its path. Recall. Hit this cancel button. Wait for it to stop moving. You see how it stopped moving and the little red rings that were pulsing also stopped. Didn't exactly go the way I wanted to because this other asshole came in here and just didn't even go after my dude, which was weird. Okay. So you're going to want to set your ship to impulse across the system. I say go towards the hostile a little bit because that will shorten the time that you have to wait for them to stop. So send your impulse, then hit recall, then cancel the recall, and wait for your little chaser guy to stop moving. Alright, so let's fire one of these bitches up. And yeah, I'm looking at loot, and no, I can't show you how much I need for a refine because, of course, there's a stupid-ass 3-day cooldown. And, of course, mine isn't ready for film. Of course. Alright, actually, I got enough of this shit, so let me... Pressing buttons here, thank you. Let me... Actually, never mind. Let's try this out and see if this works. Yes, I was looking for loot, and yeah, back to the refinery. The refinery really isn't based on your level, it's based on the tier of your Monavine. Now, it is kind of based on your level, like, let's say, over 40 and you're going to get 4-star shit. Over 50 and you're going to get 5-star shit. It may even be like 41 or 42 and 51 or 52, I think. Alright, let's go and Defiant you. Let's see if this shit works. I have beaten several of these. I have been using a lot more exocomms and Cerrito buffs and Defiant buffs than I really want to. Because they are a little harder. Like if I was going after a 51 Bolo or a 51 Jem'Hadar, I wouldn't have to use shit. But having to use it here. Partly because just getting into this loop. Oh, the researches are low. The ship needed is low. That's part of it. So am I going to win? Let's go. I won. Yay! Woohoo! Oh, could have sworn they were harder. Maybe I'm in the wrong system. Am I in the wrong system? No, I'm in the right system. Okay. I did kind of change the crews around a little bit. As you noticed, I am not using 5 of 11. That is part of it. I was using 5 of 11 before because I wanted that extra loot, but because I need so little at this point, because it's based on the Monavine, I said, screw it. And I got 68,000, which is kind of a lot. I think I only need to trade in like 8,000 or something really small. All right. Let's check some of this battle log out. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show you. Ship ability. Now, has the damage been staying? I don't think the damage has been staying. You know how like the Jem'Hadar or the Borg ship ability says, oh, we're going to like come back to life. No, none of this. You can use it twice. You can attack it twice. And, you know, the second time you're going to have the damage that you did in the first run. You're going to have that taken off. It doesn't appear. I haven't noticed that. I have failed at least. I've failed at least one. Trying to screw around and trying to figure out the best way to do this. I do think that you're always going to have to kill a full hold one. Take a look at this here. This is a ship ability. Isolytic damage increased by 60%. So while the attack is maybe lower and the piercing is maybe lower, well, it doesn't need that high of piercing because it's doing lots of isolytic damage, which isn't mitigated the same way or defended the same way. So let's take a look at this. Does a 2.5 million shot, deals 1.5 million isolytic damage. And I only mitigate 107,000. That is somewhat of the reason why these are a little tougher. Because your defense for isolytic damage really isn't up there yet. You have a little bit with the artifacts, and there may even be a research or two, but you don't have that much. Something that may be coming in the future, I guess, right? Let's take a look at some of this stuff. I mean, it is mitigating about half my damn damage, which kind of pisses me off, but all right. No critical hits for the Talios. I'm just not throwing that much isolytic damage either. Here we go. Here's some hull breaching. No. Well, you see here the Talios goes up to 2.5 million isolytic damage. I don't have that much isolytic damage with the Corvus because it's an Explorer, and for lack of a better word, Explorers just get screwed over on solo Armadas or Armadas in general because you have to put the morale on yourself instead of being able to put it on the Armada. So if you do this with Explorers, you would have to put morale on all three of your ships. If you do this with all, let's say, battleships or interceptors, only one ship has to burn the Armada or only one ship has to hull breach the Armada. So therefore, you don't get screwed over in that department as much. But that's what I get for going Romulan. Here you go. The Talios is up to 6 million isolytic damage. Actually putting a hurting on the Armada a little better than the Corvus. mainly because the isolytic. So all these other Armada officers work and all. Which ones are you getting more benefit from? All right, let's go take a look at some of these researches. I'll leave you there. I don't care. I don't care. Fucks can come and blow me up. I don't care. I don't give a fucks about them. Where the hell is all this Monavine stupid ass research at? Alright, oh god. It's all around here. Here you go. Increased base isolytic damage of the Monavine against hostiles with the Texas class Dallas tag. I assume that's Armadas? It does say hostiles though. Isolate damage for players. Increase isolytic damage of Federation Romulan and Klingon ships while fighting hostiles or Armada targets. So here's a research that can make your other ships deal more isolytic damage. That one's for station. Increase basic isolytic defense of the Monavine against hostiles with the Texas class Dal tag. Not 100% sure if that's for Armadas 2 or not. I don't know, man. I feel like it should be, but I don't know. This one for... No, that's not right. Oh, God. Alright, so... some of the researches that can help you. Alright, now let's recall. Because where do I want to go? I want to go... Let's take a peek at this Monavine. And its ship ability here. What does the Talios say? Because it's... Okay. The reason why bolos are relatively easy, especially for me, is because it's been a while upgrading the Talios and its researches and its ship ability here. Now, you read the ship ability here, it says increased damage by blah 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 percent against Borg hostiles. Now I know that this ship ability works against the bolos, the solo armadas. So, does it with the Monavine? I don't know. Wait, where did the Monavine go? Oh, son of a bitch. Find you. There you are. Sometimes some of these researches and ship abilities work for hostiles and armadas, even though they only say hostiles. Sometimes armadas are counted as hostiles. Sometimes they are not. Who the hell knows? But because it does say Texas class tag, I'm going to say that it probably does work. So, Monavine is something you may want to consider using. Now, how are you going to get it? Well, apparently, you're going to have to take a whole bunch of territories. That's right. Territory capture. Fun times. Time. That's what I want to do. I want to play events when the people that design this shit say I need to participate in the event. That's why territory's kind of lost its luster. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Alright, let's recall these ships. No floating. These Texas Armada thing, Monavine Armadas, shipyards. We'll call them shipyards. Automated shipyards. They're a little tougher than some of the other solo armadas that are out there. Most of that is because of all this isolytic garbage. Isolytic is the new garbage ass thing because They needed to make a new thing and monetize it and be able to bring out new content for it. That's part of it. Artifacts, research, Monavine, some things that are going to help you do these armadas. Don't forget to make your Blinky stop chasing you. That is probably also key. You can bring all the power and have all the research you want. If you can't actually attack the armada, it's kind of pointless. Comment below, and I forgot to like and subscribe in the beginning of the video. Damn it. I can't believe I forgot again. Wow, wow, that's terrible. I'm just getting very bad at this. I'll have to make a sticky note. Where the hell was I at? Oh, comment. Throw your comments below. Have you done any of these automated shipyard armadas? Is there a strategy that I didn't cover that you think will help players beat them? What do you think about these new solo armadas and having them be isolytic based? There's a lot less defense out there, and there's a lot less attack increase out there unless you spend. Kind of shitty, if you ask me. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.